Hello, and welcome to Copious Crafts. I'm Sharon, and I work at Reston Regional.
Today we're going to be doing tie-dye with Sharpie markers or permanent markers, doesn't have to necessarily be name brand, and a 70% isopropyl alcohol and a 100% cotton t-shirt. What you're going to do is you're going to take your t-shirt and you're going to put a design on it with your markers. I have, to save time. And what I've also done is I put a piece of cardboard inside to help give a little bit of absorbency, but also to give me a nice flat surface to work on. I've used dots to concentrate the color because what's going to happen is when we use the alcohol, it is going to dissolve the markers and it is going to make a tie-dye effect. So we've got a small container of alcohol here and an eyedropper, and we're just going to start dropping some of the on the dots. Now it's going to take a few minutes for the alcohol to start dissolving the marker, but what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get it saturated. This is a super elaborate design, but yours doesn't have to be elaborate. And get just some alcohol on each of those dots. You can spread it around and make it a little, and it doesn't necessarily have to be dots. We've done some other, just some line drawings up here, because we wanted the necklace to look like it's kind of jeweled. But you can see how the alcohol is slowly dissolving the markers. I'm doing this a little quickly, but that's okay. You were going to do it, you might do it a little bit more slowly to get the saturation in there. And you're going to need to make sure that you use bright colors, because this will fade. This is not permanent, so please don't put a white shirt, this white shirt, in with your whites at home. What you can do is you can use some vinegar and some heat to help set the colors, but they will fade over time. So you'll need to be a little bit more careful about how you wash this shirt. You can see how the more vibrant colors like the blue and the purple have really, let's go back here to the red a little bit more, and you can see how by adding a little bit more alcohol to them, they're going to dissolve just a little bit more. We'll keep going to get all of our shirt. I saved time by pre-doing this design. It takes a good while to do some of this. You want to make sure that you get a good amount of ink into every dot, because that's what's going to carry the color and make it look really cool and gives you your tie-dye effect. And you can adjust how much it bleeds by a little bit less alcohol on it or a little bit more. And nothing says that you have to stop with just a small center design. You could do the whole thing, but it would take some time, and I would probably do it in sections if you want a more overall tie-dye. I'd probably do it more in sections to give this time to dry, because if you do take this off the board too soon and let it touch each other, Or if you didn't have a board in there, then the alcohol and the color would obviously bleed through into the back of the shirt, which actually might be kind of cool to try, but we won't try that today. That's all you need to do. And so that's it. But this is one that I did earlier and has dried. As you can see, I put dots on the sleeves and a pattern that has, and you can see how we moved it a little bit too soon, so it got a little bit on the neck, but how it just kind of very softly bled out, and now I have a very pretty tie-dyed design on my shirt. And that's how to tie-dye with Sharpies and isopropyl alcohol.